So this session is going to be, this session is going to be recorded. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon in St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, good night, wherever you are. We have people from Peru, from Senegal, from everywhere, from Morocco. It's good to have everyone here. My name is Sohail Mansouri. I'm a visiting assistant professor here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm here with my director, Dr. DJ Kaiser, and we have one of our very, very most loved and likable and then best teachers, Fernanda from Brazil, here today with us. Thank you for joining us today. I would love to start with Dr. Kaiser, who is going to go over a very brief introduction of our program, and then he will be introducing Fernanda after that. Please, Dr. Kaiser.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Mansouri. And then Fernanda, if you could just go to the next slide there.
Sure.
So we want to welcome you to our second webinar that we're doing with the Global English Language Teaching Institute on Teacherpreneur. So behind the scenes, a walkthrough of teacher Fernanda's professional life. So Webster University's Global English Language Teaching Institute, or the GELT Institute, is dedicated to increasing the professionalism of English language teaching in the United States and around the globe. So through program offerings, grant activities, and events, the GELT Institute has been designed to empower teachers to use language classrooms to support academic and professional advancement, to promote exploration of diverse identities, and to help teachers reflect in their role in the field of English language teaching at local, national, and global levels. Webster University offers a full MA and TESOL degree and then also a TEFL certificate program. And we'll be sharing that link in the chat so that you can find out more information about that. But we're really excited to get to our special guest today. And I'm very excited about our special guest and our speaker today. So Fernanda, if you'd like to go to the next slide as we introduce you. So I'm very excited to introduce Fernanda Peixoto. She is from the countryside of Rio de Janeiro, and I had the great opportunity of getting to meet her in 2016. I was doing my sabbatical and working on learning more about this great project called English Works right before the Olympics in Rio. And Fernanda was the first teacher that I got to observe and meet when I was in Rio, and she was just amazing. Oh my goodness, I talk about her class to this day and how she engages students. She's just so amazing. So she's been teaching English since 2009. She was on the executive board of Braz TESOL, and we actually went to Braz TESOL together in 2016, where we both presented. So that's another great connection there. Now she works with UVIP English Center in Brazil. That's, I believe, what she'll be talking about today, which I'm really excited to find out more about because I follow her on social media, and hopefully you will follow her also to get more ideas. Fernanda holds many certificates in the teaching field. She works as a Cambridge and Michigan supervisor for international English tests. And when we asked her to talk, she just said she was so excited to talk about entrepreneurship, teacherpreneurship, and I'm just going to hand it over to Fernanda.
Wow, that is so fancy when people talking about the job that we do. I feel fancy now. Hello, guys. Welcome to our second webinar, and I feel so honored of being here, as I know that Webster University has an amazing program for teaching, and I couldn't feel more honored for being part of this project. So I'm Fernanda. I'm from Brazil. I'm a teacherpreneur. I'm a teacher by heart. I'm also a chocoholic. I'm also addicted to coffee. I believe that most of teachers around here, they would feel the same. And also a pet lover. When you go over my Instagram, you're gonna see a lot of my dog because we know we are only one. So we are here today to talking about how I started being a entrepreneur, right? But I can't talk about being a teacherpreneur without talking to you a little bit about how was my beginning, how I started my life as a professional. Here in Brazil, it's pretty common when you are in your high school, you get some kind of tag certificate. So this is me here. This is me here on the corner getting my certificate in teaching. So many years ago, I was certified of teaching kids as my high school. So after that, I should decide what kind of university I go, what kind of graduated I go. In that time, I was pretty sure that I keep teaching because that was something that I love. That is something that I want to do for my whole life. But my dad wasn't so sure that I was. And he didn't let me go to a teaching career in that time. So I went through psychology, law, and finally, after years of going around, I decided to follow my heart and go to my English school and get a certificate as an English teacher. So when I finished my law, graduated, I had to start working. And I had the opportunity to start working as a teacher in a countryside of Rio de Janeiro in a city called Kisama. We had a great project there, and I was living my dream. I was working as a teacher. We worked hard to implement a great project there. I had the opportunity to meet an amazing professionals that we worked all together to make things happen in the city. After 5 years, the program ending, and then we went to the city of Rio de Janeiro, the big city. That time, we were working in social projects and also at Naves do Conhecimento, working people from communities and workers around Rio de Janeiro to improve their language. And they also could work because we were living 2014 World Cup and 2016 Olympic Games. So inside of Naves do Conhecimento, we could help a lot of people working, improving, and getting better opportunity in their lives. In 2018, the project also ending. We get sad, disappointed, and in that time, in 2018, I was like, how can I say that? I wasn't working in that time. The project has ended, and I was a teacher in that time, and I started looking for a new job, but the job should be being a teacher. I went all around and I couldn't find a job. People in that time, they didn't open a door for me because, or they were afraid of the things I've been done in my life as a professional, because they see how huge the project was, the things that we were working, places that we have worked at, and this sentence makes sense in my life. So every ending is a new beginning. So if the opportunity doesn't knock, we have to build our own door, right? This is how I started being improving myself, thinking about open my own place, thinking about getting better as a professional, developing myself as a professional, thinking the things that I need to open my own place. So since that time, 2018 and around, I started seeing this word all around, teacherpreneur. For some people, this is a pretty new concept, but we have been working on that in Brazil since that time. And I just love the second concept about it. And I feel that I'm totally into the second part. That is, Teacherpreneur merges the image of innovative classroom, teacher with the risk-taking and entrepreneurial leadership that we commonly associate with those who create his or her own place in the professional world. That was something that I was pretty decided to do in that time in my city. Remember, I live in the countryside of Rio de Janeiro. It's like a small city here. So since that, I could see myself as a teacherpreneur. And then I started working on myself on that. So I literally spent all day long thinking about the soft skills that I need for being a teacherpreneur. And I literally took notes about all of them. It was like a career plan. You know, when you have a plan and you focus on that and you start working on that. So that was me working on my plan. So as a teacherpreneur and also as a person, I could see that I have some soft skills that could help me develop in my business, right? I had communication skill, I'm creative, self-motivation, leadership. I could see myself in all these kind of soft skills. This is really important. When you see yourself as a professional and as a person, it's easy to see the kind of job that you want to do, the kind of work that you want to build. Okay, so I knew that I have these soft skills, and I also knew that I had these hard skills. So I had a proficiency in a foreign language. That was something that I was working on, decided to open my business. I had degrees and certificates, computer skills, sales, because I know to sell myself in a good way. I mean, teaching classes and so on. And of course, that was a business. And we have to take our business pretty serious, right? And I also took notes about the things that I had to learn in that time when it comes about business and make things happen. So I knew that I have these skills to develop and learn, and I'm still developing and still learning this kind of topics. Business, because when you are a teacherpreneur, you have a business to make it grow. Financial skill, because apparently your money, your payment is not your business money. So you have to see how things are different. So it's not about being good with your students. It's not about being creative. Now you have a business to make it grow and make things happen. And you really have to understand about it. Branding. I was so in love about branding and how about you can make your brand grow. Marketing and networking. Networking is something pretty amazing. Have you guys also talked about personal branding, how you can show yourself, how you can show to your public, your clients, the way that you want to see as a professional? This is an amazing topic that I really suggest to you to see and study a little bit too. So on all of these topics around, I knew that I should start learning and getting to know over the process. And nothing is that easy. And sometimes being a teacherpreneur could sound a little bit a long job, because you are not a part of a school anymore. You have not, you don't have a boss anymore. Now you have clients, you have students, and this is your business, right? So as a teacherpreneur, here are some, UVIP is as we pronounce in Brazil. We don't say UVIP. This is also a marketing strategy because it's easy to say. It's like a catchy name. So in Brazil, I have to get it. What is easy for people remember, for people to pronounce. So this is how you say UVIP. So UVIP is just a baby. I've been working as a teacherpreneur here for the last maybe 5 years. But here are some topics that I have learned from my experience that I would love share it with you. You have to understand about your business. You have to understand about contract. You have to understand about taxes. You have to understand about the law in your country, because each country has a different way to deal with business. So this is something that you really have to understand about your business, about the law related to your business. We also have to understand about money. Bear in mind that your money is not your business money. This is the lesson number one that you have to learn, because when you are a teacherpreneur, when you were working as a teacherpreneur, you start to see money in a different way. So it's pretty difficult for you to understand what is business and what is your money, your payment. So rule number one, understand about money and your business, right? I always that I have the opportunity to talk about it, I love to say that ask for help. If you don't understand about business, if you don't understand about law, if you know nothing about money, ask for help. You can get a tutor, you can get a mentor, you can talk to people who have been working more years, and can talk to you about it, give you some tips. So get a mentor, talk to people who can help you about that. Find your niche. This is something amazing, because as you are a teacherpreneur, you can decide in what area you can work. If you don't feel in the mood of working with kids anymore, you can change it. We have so many things that you can teach nowadays. So find your love, find your passion, get really good on it, and do it. Okay. Always take classes and courses and think about how you can make things happen in your business. Professional development is something that you always have to have in mind. Never stop learning, never. Always that you have the opportunity to go to a course, to get a degree, to study, to get better, do it. Rule number one, rule number two. Number one, I would share that money and your professional development, they should be the first thing that you have in your business mind. And also get feedback. When you are working as a teacherpreneur, as I told you, it may sound a little bit lonely, but you have to get feedback. Maybe you can ask feedback from your teachers, from people who are around you, from your clients, from your students, because maybe they are seeing things that you are not seeing in that time. And you can get your weakness and transform it in something pretty good. for you. So get a feedback, always talk to your students and your clients with the things that you are learning, they are getting from you, with is something that they are expecting for you, right? So from now I would like to share a little bit about UVIP. When we find our passion, our love in life, things happens. So UVIP started like this. This was my first place. Actually, I still work in the same place. This was UVIP from 2018 to 2019. Then we got this. As you can see, we love coffee. We always have coffee all around. And in 2021, in the end of 2021, I put everything down and I built a new business. It wasn't a new business, but it was a new place. I was feeling that I need to get something better to attend, to see better my student, a place that I can welcome my student better. In this time, the kind of students that I got also changed. So the place wasn't the right place anymore. So we went from this to this new place over here, is the one that you can see behind me. So from 2018 to 2021, this is our new place. It's a very comfortable place. It's a place where people can learn English exactly the way that they want and they need. Here we can talk about a little bit about methodology. We know that there is a lot of methodologies all around, and here I don't follow only one. I see the student, we get an interview, I receive them, we talk, and then we create the course that the kind of course that they need. So some of the things that are UVIP business that I also would like to share with you are with UVIP is an amazing book. It's a place that you feel very welcome. An hour here spent like this. Students enjoy coming here. You know, even on holiday, sometimes we study here. We spend some hours here studying, develop our language. It's something very warm and welcome. Okay, here we have individualized and personalized courses, and they also are online and face-to-face. When I opened the space, I was thinking about only face-to-face students, because this is the way that I like to deal with people. I was dreaming about the smell of coffee, the way that I could treat my students. Then we have a pandemic and we have to change everything. And I also create online courses with my students. We have these interactive and tech classes. I focus 100% on the student. I teach the student. We have books, but I always have my eyes on the student. What the student need in the time, what kind of topic the students need to learn in that day. So my focus is always on the student. Okay. Here we also have to work on adaptability, because when you are in one-to-one section is pretty easy, that maybe you need to change your plan. You can have everything planned, but maybe it changed in the way that you can imagine. So we also have these skill of adapt your class on the student's need, okay? I always try to bring fun and real classes experiences. As I told you, I live in a small city in the countryside, and always that I take my students outside of classes, the classroom, and we go to restaurants, coffee shop, we go to like burger house. We have real experiences, and we go there and we have classes there. So I create a topic like a restaurant vocabulary and ways that you can talk and live this experience. And I go to this place with my students. This is something that everybody loves. And I also like to make my students feel that they are VIP. What does that mean? I'm almost every day on Instagram. I use Instagram for personal marketing. I share a little bit of my life, the things that I want to share, like my dog, or the way that I'm preparing some coffee. If I see something interesting to share with my students, I'm also gonna post it. But you know, the green area on Instagram, it's like close friends, right? We have an access there only for students. So I mean, this is the feeling that they have of being part of this exclusivity. So I post material only for these students. I talk to them. I teach some kind of tips. So this is what the idea of business that we have today for UV. All right. So I'm talking about UV, and I would share a little bit of the things that we have been doing over here. This is a pretty traditional party in Brazil. It's like Santo Antonio party, June party. It's in the middle of the year. We have a traditional food, and I always try to mix cultural things, international parties, international movements, and Brazilian experiences too. So, remember the restaurant that I told you? Here's a picture of one of the classes that you have in this place. We also went to the beach and have class there. This one, some of restaurants in Brazil, they have the menu on English. So we also go to these places and we pretend that we are English speakers. We don't pretend because we are doing that. And they also can use that experience in classes, the vocabulary that they learned, and put in practice in these kind of places. This was our last Valentine's Day, and we also celebrate on the date, in a specific date that people celebrate all around. Thanksgiving, it's one of my favorite holidays, and I always bring it to our class. Halloween, and okay, I dress up myself as a witch because I really like to enjoy, and I wear some costume. I make students engage it too. So some of them bringing and wearing some costume too. So it is amazing. And one of the things that these students love the most is about their birthday. So all students from UV, on their birthday, they got a cake. This is the cake that I always send to my students home, wherever they are. I find them and I always send it to them. This is how I show my gratitude. This is something that they feel so happy. And I'm exactly this kind of person who likes to celebrate. So can you imagine how special where is when you are at home and you get a gift like this in your home? It's just amazing. So all of the things that I've been talking, we can't forget, and I love talking about professional development, right? We can never stop learning. Please, guys, as a teacher, you can go as much as you should invest as much as you can on your professional life. Go to courses, go to events, mingling with people, make connections. We never know what kind of thing we can get from a networking. Network is also important. I'm here today because I had a connection with DJ Kaiser, and it was something pretty amazing in 2016. He helped me a lot in my professional development in that time. And when we have people that we admire and we know that we can learn from them, things going to be better in your life. These people helped me a lot during my professional journey. This woman, I met her over Instagram. I talked to her because I was looking for Cambridge. I was looking for Cambridge certificates, and she helped me a lot. And nowadays we work together. This is also my tutor. She teaches me about business. She helped me with some certificates. And this is Vini Nobri. Vini Nobri is a person that when we talk about professional development, this is the first name that we have in Brazil. So I went to all of them. I talked to them. Remember that I told you, get a tutor, networking, talk to people. They would help you in your professional life. It's not that easy, but it's possible, right? I'm really thankful for these people. Okay, you have been going to courses, you have been studying, you have been developing yourself, your business. So we have to talk about social proof, right? As I live in a small city, we know how important is when people talk about good things about your job and also good things about yourself. Here are some types of social proof, and I've been using all of them. I'm not using just only one. I've been using all of them to make my business grow. I always take things that my customers, my clients, my students, they talk about me. Also the expert, remember those people that I showed you a few minutes ago? We also are talking, I got feedback from them. Let your friends talk about you too. Rating and reviews, social media proof. Nowadays is so easy when people tag you on Instagram, right? So let people talk. And also certifications. We can't just decide, open a door, open a business if you don't prove that you are good in what you are about to sell, in what you are about to do. So you have to prove, you have to go to these events, you have to show that you are learning, you have to show that you are getting certifications and learning more and more to bring the best to your clients, right? And we, as a teacher, because we are talking about being a teacherpreneur, but you can't forget that we are teachers. So we have to teach, we have to lead by the example. If I'm a teacher that I don't get myself motivated to study, if I don't get myself study and develop myself, how I would expect my students to do the same, right? This is something that we have to think. And I just love when my students talk about me on social media, right? Here was one of my last course that I took a test, and I took a screenshot and I posted on Instagram to my students to show them that I have been studying and I have been achieving more things in my life as a professional. This is something, this picture, can you see this picture? Can you realize what you have in this photo? We have some traditional candies from Brazil, and we have some gifts over here. Every year in January and also in July, I love send some treats to my students. The first time that I did that, it wasn't intentional. It was just to it was my first year as a teacherpreneur, and I was like, I want to send something to my students to show my gratitude, how I love them, how I've been happy for having them in my life. And oh my gosh, it was just like a marketing strategy, because everybody was posting on Instagram and people were talking to me. And first, it was totally innocent. Then I got the idea and I have been doing. It doesn't need to be something really expensive or something that your business can support. You can see it in your reality what it could be. We are teachers, we are creative, right? So I also get sometimes screenshot about what my students are saying, what they are achieving, if they are passing on their test, if they got a promotion, things that are important. And somehow I've been through the process. I get it and I post it as a motivation and also a way to show that you can do, you can get people's problems solved, you know? This is something that people love here. It's having some coffee, some biscuit. It's just a treat for for all my students when they are here, because we spend some hours studying and we love coffee. So this is something that they always share. This is a traditional picture of this place. That's me teaching in our Easter class. As you can see, I'm wearing a bunny ear. So yes, I spend hours a day wearing that, and it was pretty funny because it can bring my student to this part of the process too, and we just love it. And there was something that I couldn't imagine in my life. And as a teacherpreneur, as a teacher, I got New York with one of my students. Last year, she got a trip for her parents, and we went to this amazing trip. So you can imagine how Instagram boost after that, because what could be more amazing than you have your teacher living with you this kind of experience, right? And we were there. She was practicing her English. We were living on 100% in English, so that it was just amazing. And we posted all around Instagram. We also have some close friend groups that were sharing more deep what we are doing that. As I told you, something that is important to you is about professional support and events. I always take part in events. So whenever it is an event, I'll be there talking to teachers, mingling, being part of that. I love talking to teachers because we have so many experience that we can share. We never know what a teacher is going through. Each teacher has a style, and that their style can inspire you too. And it's so amazing when you can go to these places and you can get yourself also motivated. This is me. I've been part of the Brastisa Rio chapter. That is a program that we always create courses and events for teachers development. So at least twice a year before the pandemic, we used to get together, go to event. This is one of the DJ and I went, I think it was in Brasilia, right, DJ, in 2016. There is a huge amount of teachers all around Brazil, and we get together, we get to know, we mingling, we follow each other on Instagram. We can see what our fellow teachers are doing as well. So this is just amazing, right? We are talking about being a teacherpreneur, how we love being a teacher. So we also have to talk about the pros and cons of being a teacher, a teacherpreneur, right? I know that for some teachers, this is not a reality that they want, because you are dealing with the risk all the time, because maybe this month you have students, maybe next month you don't have a student, and if you don't have students, you don't have money. And I know that for each person it could be a little bit different. And from my experience, I bring some topics today to show you. So let's start by the rules. You can make a decent money. If you work hard, you can make a decent money, right? You can work inside and outside. This is top 5 for me, because I just love the idea of I can go anywhere that I decide to go and get my classes there. It's a freestyle, if I can say that. You can do an important job for society. You have no idea how many people are out there waiting for you, needing your support, your knowledge, your expertise. So you have a huge field nowadays that we can work on. You can organize your schedule, but don't think that it's gonna be easy job. You can organize your schedule, but you still have to work hard on it. You can choose the area that you wanna work. We call it nicho in Portuguese. It's niche in English. So you can decide. You can teach kids. You can teach young adults. You can teach for Cambridge and IELTS and international test. Find your passion and teach what you want to teach. You don't have a boss, but you have clients, you have customers, you have students that they are your boss. So maybe you don't have to see a person to report, but you have to give your best to be with your students. All right. The cons: to make a decent money, you have to work many hours. You have to learn about money and business. Keep that in mind. You can be mentally demanding, because as a teacher, not only as a teacherpreneur, some students, they have to understand that this is a 50-50 job. We are here to leading them, to teach them, to support them, but they also have to do what they have to do. So sometimes if a student don't get approved, or if a student, if they don't feel confident enough, we don't have to take it personally. We have to understand what's going on, get the feedback, and working on a play to make things happen. But if you don't have that in mind, that is not your fault, it can be demanding getting this kind of feedback all the time. So we have to take care of our mental health in this part. You may be teaching the same thing many times. Depends on the area that you are. You're going to repeat the same thing. And for some people, this is not a good thing. You have to show yourself as a leader, and you have to sell your job. If you are a shy teacher, if you don't know how to do it, it could be something that you don't want to do, because students, till you show yourself, students are not coming and not on your door asking for you, please be my teacher. They are not going to do that. So maybe selling your job and show yourself as a leader, be on Instagram, show yourself as a teacher. For some teachers, could be not the best part of the job. And as I told you, your students are your bosses. They are your boss, they are your clients. So you have to see them exactly like that. And you also have to respect them like that. All right. So this was a little bit about my life as a teacherpreneur, that I'm so honored for talking to you about it. Please, if you want to reach me, this is my email. This is my Instagram account. I would love see you there. And I'm open now for answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, Fernanda. Do you want to stop sharing your screen so we can ask the questions in the chat box, please?
Okay. Right.
And so there is one question that is asking about our online sessions. Where is the question? Where'd you go? I think
I've got it.
Okay.
Okay, for your online sessions, did you use Zoom or another platform? And did you have challenges with students with lower internet skills?
This is a huge problem. This is a huge problem. I've got some students, they are also from the countryside. And sometimes it was impossible to teach them, because every time that we know things happen, right? I use Zoom. I love using Zoom. I love the technology. I pay monthly for have that unlimited hours of section. I always, if I decide to be something bigger, I can have the breakout room. So I love the technology of Zoom. I think that is easy, practical. I just love it. But when students don't have a decent connection, this is something that really doesn't work well. And we know that sometimes problems can happen. GJ and I saw we had a minute a few weeks ago, and the power, the energy, the light, the power just went out. I got myself desperate. When you are in a position that you can reschedule the class, that is fine, but sometimes you have to keep doing that over and over and over again, and this is not that good. One of the things of being an online student and online teacher is having your material, your tools in the best condition.
Good, thank you, Fernanda. The second question is, Diana is saying that said that thank you so much, dear Fernanda. Has been very inspiring. One question that occurs to me is regarding the legal aspect of making the business a formal operation. Was it very demanding? Any tips or ideas for anyone who is in the process to start the formalization of Teacherpreneur initiative?
Yeah. As I told you, we have to check how it works for each country. In Brazil, we have so many taxes to pay for being a teacherpreneur, but they are not high as like being a businesswoman or something like that. It depends on how much money you make, so you pay taxes on it. When I say that you have to understand about legal stuff and about the law, you have to have contract with your students because you never know. We have to decide the way that students are gonna pay you. We love being teachers, but you also have bills to pay, right? So we have to get our passion and make money on it. So when I say that about legal things, it's about get your classes on a contract, make students sign it, make clear the rules about payment. In the beginning, it was the most difficult thing for me because I don't know to talk about money when I'm talking about classes. So that was the most demanding part for me, learning literally about business, how business works. And when I say pay attention about the money that's coming to your bank account, is because you really have to see what is your payment and what is your business money. It's going to be a huge problem if you mix them.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Caroline is asking that, what do you think is the best way to learn about the business side of being teacherpreneur? Contracts, taxes, finances, etc. Is it better to find a mentor, another teacher entrepreneur, or get some more formal training through courses? Which one is the best one?
Okay. In the very beginning, when I had just few students, I was dealing without that in a great way. I just have few students to check how much money was coming. It was like we were like getting contract orally. All right. So when your business grow, I really suggest you to find someone to help you. You can contract someone to help you, like an accountant, like a lawyer, to give you a great explanation about what kind of business you have and in what direction you want to take it. For example, your contract in Brazil, okay, it doesn't need to be like 5 pages of contract. You can do something that works for you and for your student. So I believe that getting a mentor is an excellent idea because you can hear from people who have more experience, so you can have an idea. But I truly believe that getting someone that really understands about money, an accountant or a lawyer, will help you and give you more support. Taking courses in this area is also good because you can work on your process of understanding it all. But getting a mentor and a professional that helps you would be the best decision.
Good, thank you. And then there is one more question, and we have around 2 or 3 minutes. How do you do when you have students that have trouble understanding the lessons and some other students that understand everything in the same class?
This is a great question. First, here I just work with small groups. It's like 4, 5 students, and I have a lot of VIP students. So before creating a group, I always interview all of them. I check the levels. So if they are A1, A2, I check their level of language, and I also check if they can be all together. So if they don't, I don't put them together. And if I get a mistake, if I make a mistake, put them together, I have a honest talk with this student, and I offer another plan to this student. But this is pretty difficult when you are in a class and they don't are in the same, when students are not in the same level. This is why I avoid a lot put them together. My first talk, when students come to me, the first thing that I do is invite them for a coffee. Then we can have a talk. I can understand a little bit more what they are wanting from me, what kind of English class they are dreaming about, and I can personalize everything. This is what I do.
Excellent. Excellent experience. Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you, everyone who attended our webinar. Eli has a question. Go ahead, please.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Webster University Global English Language Teaching Institute. This is really very interesting for those who really want to learn something. Fernanda, you're amazing. Thank you. You must have been chosen because of your skill, right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said you must have been chosen by the guys who run the program because of your skills.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
thank you, the networking too. You see it? Never doubt on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to ask, I've been working in DC for many years, and I've been working with students from all over the world. At a certain point in time, I stopped teaching because I was teaching at the University of Pennsylvania and Temple University as well. So I was teaching Arabic, English, and French. But then I moved to interpretation at the simultaneous level at the UN and the Department of State and many other agencies. But I started my company, my little school actually, in 2008. And now I'm
2008? 2008?
2008. And but because I was on assignments most of the time, so I was not really very much into teaching because I left it for a certain time.
I see it.
But now I have this well, a branch, if you will, of the institute. It's called the Language and Culture Institute. I am on Facebook and Twitter. Maybe you can see some of the things that I do. So I was just going to ask about the inclusiveness and, you know, the representation of students. You know, I think you're working in Brazil, right? How do you go about including others, and so that education is inclusive of everybody? Is there a real representation, considering that there is a major portion of society that are needy? Thank you.
I just love your question. Most of people don't know, but I have a scholarship here. Most of my groups, I have students that they need, and they study here for free. So nobody knows about it. This is the way that I believe that I help people that I know that have a great potential. So this is what I do. I have some students that they have a scholarship. Now I have something around 6 students, and I also have some partnership with sometimes my friends, some students who also help it by the material and help these students growing too.
Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
Excellent. Any other questions, DJ? You want to jump in?
I just want to say this is so great. I mean, I've been in this field for 25 years and never heard a talk like this. It's just so inspiring. And
Thank you.
I mean, I've done tutoring myself, but you just take it to such a new level. This is not just tutoring. This is really thought out. And I was just, yeah, very excited by your talk today.
Thank you very much, DJ. You were part of this. I all got myself inspired by you a few years ago, and thank you very much for that.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. The recorded session will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and I will definitely email everyone the recorded session. If you have any questions, reach out to us. You will have our contact information at webster.edu, the links that Dr. Kaiser shared. If you need more information from Fernanda, you have her Instagram page and her email address.
Yes.
Reach out to us, we will put you in contact with her. We know where she is. She's in Brazil, so we can easily find her. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate everyone for being here today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, your night. Be safe out there, and see you in our next webinar coming up soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Fernanda. Awesome presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Bye.